Welcome to Real Life with Jenny. My name's Jenny Senaparatna. Grab your favorite drink, get yourself a snack, and we will get started. Today, I have Ritz toasted chips that are sour cream and onion. And I have to tell you, I found individual bags, which has been a game changer because I can never eat a full box of anything. And so these little snack bags have been fabulous for me. I know, side note, just weird, but like I am such a finicky eater that like I eat a little bit and then I never finish it. It's just kind of crazy. And I have a comfort tea. I have peach mango from Lipton. I just needed something that was comforting and something that I didn't have to think about. So let's get real. That was kind of a long snack introduction, but here we are. So I just got done with kind of one of the craziest months of my life. Other than when we've been overseas, it has been so wild. We have barely been home. I feel like our dog feels like this is his house that he visits. You know, we have not been home. And so now kind of things slow down. All we have is Sundays. I do have one women's event, but it's at one of my favorite places. So I am like, okay, it's going to be great. God's already kind of got that. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. So moving that direction and things are going to be a little bit quieter, right? That's your thought. I just finished the big Thrive conference in Minnesota. I had a booth there. I talked about it. I handed out hundreds and hundreds of bags of tea. I gave away cups of tea. And on the back of the tea bag was my podcast. So if you're listening from there, thanks for listening. But it was just a great weekend full of just handing out smiles is really what my heart was. I was like, it was so much fun. And I got home, we're exhausted, because it is sun up to sundown. Like it is just a crazy time, 3,000 ladies, like it was just insane. And I know that so many people in my life fight me on this. It is so funny to me because they're like, you are not an introvert. You are an extrovert because you love people. And you're right. I do love people. I absolutely thrive and love to be with people. But the way I re-energize and reset is by being alone. In fact, since my daughter left, I've asked my husband, which is so sad because I love him and I love being with him, to be out of the house once a week because I need to re-energize and recharge. And this is how I do it. So we drive home from this conference and I'm telling you, like, I was like pull my legs out of the car exhausted. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so tired. And we walk in the door and my daughter is home. She came home from college for a little bit and she's like, I'm staying overnight. And she's like, there's no food in the house. And here are all my emotions from the last 7 weeks. And it was super fun and I loved having her home, but I was so tired. I had nothing left, like nothing. I was like, oh, you want food? Or I have cereal. There's just no, and I didn't even have cereal. Let's be honest. We haven't been home. We've been barely grocery shopping. It is just what limited food do we actually need to survive here? Because buying actual food from Costco is not happening because we're not eating it because we're not home. Just a wildcat ride. I came home, spent the evening with her talking about what she's doing and, we did our laundry and we, unpacked. Talked to her till around 11:30, 12 in the morning, and then got up the next day to do it all over again, which is great. So we get up and my husband and I are talking about we have to reformat things because there's just so much going on that we're kind of missing things. You know how you get to the point that a big event's coming up and you haven't even thought about it? We just booked our tickets to Spain. I talked about that last week. And we're like, okay, now we need to make a plan. And so we order lunch because I'm like, I have nothing in the house. I had ordered groceries, but it wasn't coming until later that day. And so I'm like, we need to go grab lunch. And so I am on my way to go grab lunch. And my husband the day before had kind of told me his checklist, like here's still what I had to do for the day. And one of the things was 5 minutes of silence. And I'm telling you, if you don't know my husband, like he is one of those people that like he walks with God. Like him and God, BFFs, like they walk together. And I was like, I don't really want to be more like Kevin. I want to be more like Jesus. So I'm like on my way to Chipotle. Yes, that's where we went. I am going to have 5 minutes of silence. And I'm not going to turn on the car. I'm not going to call anybody. I am just going to be silent. And so I get in the car, I turn on the car, turn everything off. No book, like seriously, no audiobook. This is a crazy time for Jenny. I even left my earbuds at home, which never happens. And I'm in the car. And God just speaks to me in such a clear way that I wanted to share with you this morning. He was like, I know you are Gideon. And I was like, okay, I could take Gideon, like mighty warrior, amazing, like wins the battles with very few people, like woot, yes. And I kind of, like, I don't hear an audible chuckle, okay? I don't hear an audible chuckle. I hear like shaking of the head, like, really, Jen? Like, that's not what I meant. And I realized that where we meet Gideon, he is hiding. He is hiding away. He is fearful. He is scared. And for good reason. Like, they are burning and killing and plundering. It is not a good scenario out there. He is hiding for good reason. Like, this man is not a man full of courage, full of strength. Like, he is a scaredy cat. And that was okay. And I thought, you're right, God. All that I want to do right now is crawl in under my covers and hide for 24 hours. That's all I want to do. I just want to crawl under my covers, put in an audiobook, and forget the world is happening. Like, forget my to-do list, forget that we need to eat, like, just crawl under my covers. I get you, Gideon. We're BFFs. I understand. But that's where God met Gideon. An angel came to him and said, mighty man of valor. He spoke truth that Gideon didn't believe. He was like, I see something in you that you do not see. And even after that, Gideon put the fleece out. Like, we use fleece all the time. Like, I'm going to put out a fleece to see if this is the Lord's plan. But Gideon met with an angel while he's hiding and calls him mighty man of valor. And then Gideon's like, yeah, I'm not real sure that was God. And I laugh about it, but we do that all the time. We get like a very profound thing in the Bible. Someone speaks something into our lives, and we know that we're supposed to go do something, and then all of a sudden we start questioning it because things aren't necessarily looking the way we thought they should look. And so we lay out a fleece and say, can you make this fleece wet and the ground dry? Well, that worked. Okay, let's do it a different way. Let's make the fleece dry and the ground wet, and we continue to question. And I think that that is a completely okay thing to do. I think God is like, I'm strong enough for you to question me. I still have the plan. I still have called you a mighty woman of valor, a mighty man of valor. I still see your potential. I still see this plan working, even though you don't. And that is what God spoke to me yesterday. I see that you're tired and you're exhausted and you do not see that this is actually working. But I still called you and I still love you. And it's okay for you to want to crawl under the covers, but I see you, mighty woman of valor. And it was just one of those moments that I started thinking about. I went into Chipotle, I got our stuff, I left, and I had another 5 to 6 minutes to drive home. And I just sat there going, Lord, I'm not a mighty woman of valor. I want to crawl under my covers. And God was like, yeah, I know you do, hon. I know you do. And that's okay. Because Then Gideon said, okay, fine. I will go fight this enemy that you tell me to fight because now I've had an angel show up. The fleece has happened twice. Like, okay, I guess this is what I'm supposed to do. And he gets this whole group of people together, like this mighty army. And he's like, these people know how to fight. I don't. I am a coward and I'm hiding. And these people will fight for me. Like, it is not about, it is not about me. It's about this great army. And God goes, let's pare this down. This is way too many people. And I am telling you, there are moments in my life that I have been like, okay, God has confirmed this. God has called me a mighty woman of valor. I'm going to go for it. I've got this. And I have this whole great army with me. And God's like, I'm going to pare it down. And I go, what? You're going to do what? Like, no, let's not pare it down. Let's, like, all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to go after this and God's going to supply the money and it's there. And all of a sudden the money is not there. And you're like, oh, wait, like, what? You are out, looking for jobs and there are thousands of jobs out there. And then all of a sudden something happens and now there are no jobs. Like, you're just going, what is going on? How did I get here? Like, when I put down the fleece, I had thousands of things, like I had opportunities all over, and now the opportunities are being taken away because they're drinking the water wrong. Like, Lord, can I keep the bigger amount instead of the, when they're lapping the water up like dogs or they're using their hands, and he tells him to, keep the one kind, and you're like, Lord, no. God still calls you a mighty woman and a mighty man of valor, even when you question and you're going, Lord, I do not see this. This in physical and emotional and mental, this does not make sense to me. None of this makes sense. Like, but you know what? You read to the end of that story and there was a mighty victory that only God could do. And I know that Gideon did not go through that like, I've got this all together. Like, I'm totally, completely under control. Like, this, I don't question this at all. This is completely, you look at other people's lives and you're like, wow, they are so strong. They never question. My pastor never questions anything. Like, he just knows where he's going, and God and him are walking together, and there are no like, is this a good plan? There's never a moment he questions. Well, that's a lie, first of all. I don't know your pastor, but I do know humans, and we question. And we go, Lord, where are you? I have started on this path that you called me to. You called me a mighty woman or a mighty man of valor. And now look at this. This is chaos. Like, you made me keep the people that lapped it up like dogs. Like, or, I don't know. I don't remember whether he kept the hands or the dogs. I did not research that before I did this. So I believe it was the dogs, but once again, Jenny's not a theologian. But you question and you're scared and it's frustrating and you're like, can I lay out another fleece? And I think God says, yes, because I know what I'm doing and it's okay. You don't have to know what you're doing. All you have to do is come out from under the covers. And some days, I have to tell you, coming out from under the covers is one of the hardest things you can do. Is taking your covers off, putting your feet on the floor, and walking is one of the hardest things you can do every single day. For some of us, it's harder than others, and some days it's harder than others. And the Lord calls you a mighty woman or a mighty man of valor and says, let's go do this thing. And so I just want to encourage you, as you are walking through this right now, and you're in the midst of like, God told me to do this, I've put out my fleece, and now it's looking crazy, and I don't know what he's going to do. I want you to know that when you look through the Bible and you look through your life, you see that God has come through. God has not failed you yet. God has not failed. It's okay that it looks like it's about to be a failure. God will not leave you there, and he will continue to be with you as you continue to seek after him. Well, that is all I have for this week. It seems a little heavy, but that's okay. It's where I am. I needed to remember this morning that I'm a mighty woman of valor. I can come out from under my sheets and I can say I can do today. It may not look perfect. It may look crazy and I may question what God is calling me to do, but I will do today to the best of my ability. Lord, help me. Lord, help us. Lord, help us see your work in the midst of the battle that we're currently in. Well, you can find me at Real Life with Jenny on Instagram and on Facebook. You can also support this podcast by going to buymeacoffee.com/Real Life with Jenny. buymeacoffee.com/Real Life with Jenny. Thank you so much for those of you that have generously given and supported this podcast. I just so appreciate you. Just know that that is something that is so dear to my heart. And when you give, I normally pray for you too. Not that that's the reason you give, but it's nice. You can also go to christconnection.cc/Jenny. All of my info is there. It's a brand new Jenny page, so that is super exciting. I'm very excited about. Is it perfect? No. Is it more me? Yes, absolutely. So I'm excited about that. Well, I am excited about this week as you crawl up from under the covers and you're like, I do not want to face life. But God is going to be there with you fighting the battles. You don't fight the battles alone. The Lord is with you, and He is there because you are a mighty man or a mighty woman of valor, and He's saying, we've got this because you don't have to do this alone. You all have a great week.